It's very, very important, to put in a nutshell. Let me start by saying it's very, very important. And the reason why it's important is that we believe in Reckitt that we need to create a culture which is representative of the world that we live in, right? And if you go back to some of the values and the compass that we talked about, building shared success is absolutely not possible unless you create an environment which is rich in diversity, equity and inclusion, right? Because building shared success, striving for excellence is only possible when you create a culture of psychological safety where people can bring their whole self to work and have diversity of thought, richness of opinion, which then allows us to make the best decisions basically through the diversity of opinions that happen. I think we are also in the journey of making sure that basically we drive gender equality within the company. And to that extent, basically there is a whole lot of work that is happening in terms of making sure that topics around DEI which are important to the organization, topics about gender equality, about protecting gender violence is basically the forefront of what we do. And to that extent, we have organizations that we've created, bodies that we've created within the organization. We have a purpose council, we have a youth council, we have basically conversations which we call Stronger Together, which are tools that we use to basically build awareness and education for topics that matter to each one of us. And we also have created some ERG groups, and currently the two ERGs that we are working together as an organization is about women at Reckitt and about diversity groups that we want to basically be champions for, propagating for, etc. and things like that. So in a nutshell, DEI is super important. We want to create a culture that basically is representative truly of the world that we live in, and the more diversity that we have, the more inclusion that we drive, the more equity that we have, then obviously that can make sure that it translates into delivering the purpose agenda that we have and delivering the values that drive us from a compass point of view. But to me, honestly, at times I also believe that basically DEI is not something, it's not something that we talk about on special days. It's something that should be rooted in who we are, and therefore basically we should be driving it 365 days in a year, many times for the next few years to come, if we are truly going to drive impact and translate that into results.